where I am. We're going to have a special guest. Hey, Mars. Hey. Hey, thank you. River, happy birthday. Hi, user. Not 30 yet. Okay, that's good. Hi. Yeah, thank you. The flowers are from the garden where I'm staying. Yeah. Update us. Thank you. You guys, I'm on an extended vacation in the Pacific Northwest, house sitting, surrounded by friends, doing well. Thanks, Vanessa. So I am here. We're going to go live with Energy Witch. I did move. Yes. Yeah. No, I didn't move to a whole new state, but I'm in a new state now. On a little trip. Hey, mermaid. Thanks for saying hi, everybody. Veronica, thank you. I'm so glad my subs are here. Let's go. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I had it. You guys, first and foremost, so why I came to TikTok was for my own mental health. Oh, Veronica, thanks for the gifts. You know, like to stop looping and tell my story and to be heard. And it kind of took on a life of its own. And Ellie says the comments are back on. Let's go, Brittany. But I have to first and foremost, take care of myself. And so that's what I did when I took time away. Brittany! Okay, let's see. Energy Witch. Wait, let's go. Yeah! Hi!
Hello.
We have a really, really special live. Let me, I'm going to turn on sub-only chat for while Energy Witch and I are chatting. And then I'll turn it back off. I know. So let me do that just because I get distracted and I want to be in the moment with Energy Witch. So just give me one moment here. Anyway, I'm very comment settings. There we go. Brittany, why don't you tell us about your day so far while I'm figuring this out?
Oh, it's been a day.
It's been a day. What
Are
do you
you
mean by
still up
that?
here in the Pacific Northwest?
Yes, I'm here for another 10 days.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's the nice thing about working remote. I
Yeah.
can work from anywhere. Been
hmm
seeing clients up here and it's been really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest too. I love it.
Yeah. I know, it's amazing. Oregon's special. Okay, I know people are like we can still comment. I know. The super fan thing really has like kind of messed with me a little bit. Baltic, what's up? So let me see here. Anyway, it's been a day. Sass, are you in here? I might just do my best to ignore the Haven't seen you in a minute, Queen. You guys, I'm doing well. Um, I haven't seen any hate yet. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you like the flowers. Okay. Yeah, the super fan. Um, hmm.
Well, I reposted too. I've got some loyal people, so we'll see.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, I just turned off comments for everybody, but I don't really want to turn off comments for everybody. So, all right. Well, you know what? We'll just roll with it. And if I get distracted, then it'll be okay. All right. So many people have asked me about like why I have the flowers, why I'm protecting my energy, all of this, and it's because like the work that you and I did together really helped me so much. You put a lot of things in perspective for me, and that's why I really wanted to have you on, because your perspective, your work, what you do is so important and helpful. And I also really wanted to help get you to 10K for following, because like I just think that the Reiki videos that you do are really great. So this is my call to action to everyone. Like, if you're interested in energy healing and body work and protecting your energy and cleansing your aura and your chakras, anything like in Reiki, Energy Witch is incredible. So we're going to chat with Energy Witch, and then I'm going to take a moment, like at certain points, to look at comments to see what people have to say. Sass, I tried to do sub only live, or to do sub only chat, and there's I couldn't figure it out. So just know I appreciate you, and if you want to just relax and let the comments go, just you can do that. Big shout out to my mod Sass Goblin. She's just a fellow projector queen. Okay, Brittany. Yeah, the floor is yours. So please, whatever you'd like to share, I'd love to hear.
So I'm Brittany. I am a Reiki master, is what it's considered. I started Usui Reiki in 2020. I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time, but yeah, so what Reiki is, for those that don't know, it's Reiki is life force energy. So life force energy is everywhere in everything. And what the Reiki practitioner does is, the best way to describe it is kind of, it's a little niche, but it's kind of like if the energy is the sun and the practitioner is like a magnifying glass, right? So we're kind of like a straw or a magnifying glass, and we direct that energy wherever it needs to go.
Ooh, so, the energy of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So life force energy is everywhere, but we can direct it where it needs to go into the human body. A lot of ailments that are wrong in the human body are because your energy is off. As you go throughout your life, you've got 7 chakras throughout your body, which is constantly moving. And as you have big moments in your life, usually somewhat traumatic, things like that, it kind of stops for a second, it stops turning. And that creates little blockages. And if you're not doing regular work, energy work, or even like talk therapy and getting it out in a notebook or things like that, it builds up. And so you need that kind of released. Often that's done in, what is that? Like with chi, I forgot what they're called. They use needles. Do you know what I'm
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture. So it's the same thing. It's Chinese medicine versus Japanese. So Reiki is the Japanese version, essentially, of acupuncture, just without the needles. It's with the hands. So, and what's great about Reiki is that it can be done at a distance as well. You don't have to do it.
Yes, when you worked on me, I was amazed that all we did was turn off our cameras and meditate, and I could feel you going chakra by chakra. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And so that's just, from my understanding, is that you do in person, but that right now you're focused on building your online presence and
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah. I have in the past I've had an in-person office in Portland, Oregon. I
Mm-hmm.
know your following is all over the place. But I have been talking again with the person that I rent a space from in Portland. And so I'm probably going to open back up there here in the next month. So I
That's
will
so
have brick and mortar
exciting.
again.
So any Portlander, um, okay, let me just take a moment to
That was a lot.
that was good.
But the
I'll
reason you've got your flowers
yes, let's
is
talk about
that
that.
so it's really important to protect your energy. Everyone has an inner energy and an outer energy. The outer energy is your aura, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for people like Kendra who are on a platform like this, and there's always people that are just constantly sending bad, negative energy toward her, that can kind of latch on. And so it's good to have like a barrier, or it's good to have something there to sort of protect. Often people will use crystals. The best thing to do is to use like white light surrounding you,
Mm,
energy work, things like that. And
right.
what Kendra has found for her are those flowers, and that's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and when I know some, it's how I think I've told you this, like how I know that they're working is people get annoyed by them.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Baltic's here, and Baltic, like the first time I had the flowers, oh my gosh, welcome, Susan. I'm so glad you're here. The first time I had the flowers, like Baltic noticed that when they went off screen, comments that weren't necessarily positive started coming in. And
Mhm.
Baltic commented, like, Kendra, put the flowers back.
Aw.
And it worked. And it worked. I was like, oh my gosh. But yes, so thank you so much for that. For everyone that's just joining, Energy Witch here is an incredible energy worker and Reiki master. Am I saying that right? Okay. And she did some work on me about a month ago. God, time's kind of been blurring, and she helped me so much. And so I wanted to have her on, and if you all could go and give her a follow so she could make it to 10K. And also, she's been going live, and not a lot of people are showing up, right?
Hmm. I think
So,
the
which is
algorithm has
crazy
changed.
because like your Reiki videos are so good. So, hey Tiff. So, yeah, I just like want to bring more energy and effort to Energy Witch because like I would love to join a live. Whoa! Yay!
That
That
was
brought some
cool.
energy. That brought some energy. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Thunder Falcon. Let's go. Um
I've never seen that one.
yeah, that was a good one. The Millers got some good ones. So, um yes, it's just I think it's all about like what works for you, and I love flowers personally. Like especially roses. Roses and lilies are my favorite. So, I'm just like grateful to have them to be in the screen with me and to protect because that is what you said is that like I had a lot of gunk in my aura.
Hmm. And that's kind of what you're doing really can create a lot of that. Even going to a concert, a lot of my clients, like, I'm like, oh, you've been around a big group of people, haven't you? And people on this kind of platform, it's the same thing because
Right.
it's coming at you. It doesn't matter if they're in the same room as you. You know,
Exactly.
it's the energy. It's literally the energy that's coming toward you.
So I talked about this in my live. If it wasn't the last live, it was the live before, and it was the biofeedback that I got. And I think I showed you this picture because I said, like, she noticed that I had a dark aura. And hold on. Oh no, not written. I had a dark aura, and somebody asked, what does that mean? Because, like, I didn't even know how to read my aura because she took the aura reading while I was live, and she said the same thing that you did, that all the people that screen record me, it's like that was her guess, that it was because that, like, that's what darkened my aura. But with you, you were like, no, it's just all the negativity that people are throwing your way.
Which, even looking at that photo right there, which I've never done that personally because I can see the aura myself.
Uh-huh. So you don't need a photo.
Right, but even
Yeah.
looking at that, it kind of looks somewhat accurate to what I see in the sense that if I'm looking at you right now, I can see yellow. So I
Yeah.
see like you have more of a yellow aura, but then
Mm-hmm.
that darker layer on the outside, that was that negativity that we got rid of.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah.
sense.
And then, so what the biofeedback practitioner was saying to me is that she said that exact same thing. She's like, sometimes my aura will darken um, if I go to the grocery store, right? So,
Mhm.
like, it's just about, right, the energetic protection. And that's one of the things that I do in my prayers every morning is I ask for a light shield. I call it a triple light shield. So yeah, yeah. So I
Perfect.
love that, the lightness. And okay, let's take a moment to check the comments, see if anybody's saying anything. Sass is going, hey Gemini, yeah. I've been back. I've been popping in on lives, you guys. Just taking care of myself first. Thank you for the finger heart. Um, Lotus Bubbles Shell Coconut. The wedding was incredible. It was incredible. I went to it was a 90-minute concert of some of the best classical musicians in Portland, and then they got married, and then it was like a dessert and cocktail buffet, and there were some good NA options. But yeah, it was fabulous. Thank you for the hat. I have nice everything. Thank you. Um, oh, user, you're here. You're loved. Let's. Oh, thank you. I love the heart kiss. Oh, thanks. Okay, so if anybody has any questions for Brittany, please drop them in the comments. So let's talk a little bit more, Brittany, about what you actually do. Like, when you say that you're an energy witch, do you say that you transmute it, that you transfigure? I liked the like what you said about getting the energy from the sun.
So it's life force energy. So it's
Okay.
everywhere.
Okay.
Energy Witch is my screen name. I'm an energy healer.
Love it. Love it.
But so it's you take the energy and you're like a straw is
Okay.
how a lot of people describe it.
Okay.
And you take it and you give it to someone else. So it just flows through you and to someone else. So you direct it. It again, it's kind of like that, like the magnifying glass. Like when you were a kid, you probably did that sad thing where you pointed the magnifying glass at something and burned a hole from the sun, or you
Okay.
burned little things. And that's kind of like what energy healers do is they take the energy from above. It's all around, but you take it from above. Some energy workers take it from below. I'm Usui trained, so I take it from above. Um,
Nice.
and then we guide it through our hands to
Mm,
whoever we're guiding it to.
right.
Um, the thing is, a lot of people on, say, TikTok, um, are maybe not legit and give us a bad name. And so people may have had experiences in the past where they've paid money or done these things and not really felt much. But I just say, check the credentials of the person you're receiving your energy work from, and give them a chance if they're actually credentialed, if they actually had that. If someone is an energy worker, an Usui Reiki energy worker, which has been around for 2,500 years,
Oh, yeah,
they'll have a
okay.
lineage. So I have a lineage all the way up
Wow.
to Dr. Usui. I can trace it back, and I think I'm only like 10 people down from Dr. Usui. So, yeah.
Wow. So Jor says the one time I tried Reiki, I cried so much. Is that common? I was so embarrassed.
It is very common. I get that a lot, a lot.
Really?
You're letting energy go. You're letting, especially the way that I do it a little differently. I think you probably saw that. A lot of the time, Reiki is just delivering energy. I also break through blockages. Not everyone does that. But I also am intuitive, so I do it intuitively, and I can see why you have those blockages. And we can work through that together,
Mm.
and pull it out. Often maybe it's childhood trauma you went through, and I can see that, your throat chakra is blocked because you had an authority figure in your childhood that didn't let you speak up and say things. And we can pull that out. And then once you release that, it releases emotionally, and you can feel it. The most common thing, I'd say probably about 80% of the people that get off of my massage table when I'm in person, they tell me they feel 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah. I definitely felt lighter after you worked on me, without a doubt. And um that's so interesting about how each of the blockages in each like chakra represents something. Um so Sky asked, what's the best crystal for positive energy and protection from negative energy?
So, protection, I would say tiger's eye.
Yeah, I've been
Um,
wearing my tiger's eye a lot.
And the
Oh,
positive energy, crystals all have their own source of energy from the earth. So it really just depends on what kind of positive energy you're looking for. If you're really the positive, I would say is like connected to the heart chakra, which would be like rose quartz or green aventurine.
yeah.
But if you want to send me a DM, and tell me more in depth what kind of positive energy you're looking for, I can help you explore that a little more.
Yeah, that's so for those of you that are joining now, I'm having Energy Witch on because she's an incredible Reiki practitioner. And so go give her a follow. Like, even when I'm scrolling and you come up on my FYP, I'm like, whoa, this feels so good. So let's get her to 10K so we can get her in the creator program. So that was, thank you so much. And also, Brittany, you're the one that told me to use my, wear a blue stone when I'm going live too.
Yeah.
So, and I think that that has helped and been protective. Uh, Mama asked, where can I get these services? So follow Energy Witch and DM her, and because she does remote. When she worked on me, it was completely remote and it was life changing.
So
So go ahead.
beware, however, there's like 20 fake accounts of me.
Oh,
I like last year, I would go live like twice a day. I've been less often. I'm going back to going live more often now.
okay.
Um, but when I did that, there was like 20 spoof accounts. So just beware. I'm not going to message you first, ever.
Yes.
You can message me. I do have a website. It's all linked in my bio. I have a link tree. So you can go to that, and you can, my phone number is there for my business, my website where you can schedule, which my schedule's open right now, all of that. But you can also DM me and I'll respond.
And that, what am I going to say about that? Oh, people also have made fake accounts of me, and it like they do everything exactly the same, but then they'll start messaging people about crypto. And so that's why I said, thank you for the rose. That's why I said, like, this is my only account. But someone that I was chatting with, they were like, well, at least you know you made it on TikTok when people are making fake accounts of you. I'm like, oh, that's a good point. So yeah, go right from this live here to follow her. Truly just like an incredibly talented energy worker. Hey, Yvonne. Yes, this is the lip color. And you guys follow, like, Yvonne is also an incredible makeup artist. I'm trying to pin. It's not letting me pin comments either. But Mama wants to know, is there such a thing? Would you do a couples session?
I've honestly, I haven't done a couples session distance.
Okay.
I've done them in person, but I would definitely, that's something we can definitely chat about.
Okay. Yeah. So if anybody has questions about that, thanks, Yvonne. Yeah, I wish I could pin you. I don't know. There's TikToks. The switch to super fan has been a little frustrating. But that's okay. So Kay asked, why do you have flowers in the way? So people ask me that all the time. And so I think, like, if anything, like, whether or not they're real energetic protection, I think that they remind me to protect myself energetically first and foremost. Yeah, an energy blocker. And I think that it does do well. Ooh, Zay says some practitioners offer group Reiki healing. Have you ever done a group Reiki healing, Energy Witch?
So I do what's called well, it's where you go around in a circle and everybody lays hands on each other, and it's a really fun experience. So yes, I do things like that. I've done like sessions on Zoom like that. So it's a little bit difficult because when you're taught Reiki, you're not really supposed to just send it out into the ethers just to anyone. You're not supposed to send it out to big groups and things like that. But if you are coaching people to do it all into one person, like a Reiki circle, which is what I do, that's different. So again, I was trained, I was trained to do it properly, and so I follow that training, whereas like a lot of people on here maybe weren't trained for that.
Right. Okay. So what do, because sometimes people do Reiki on like TikTok and I don't really feel anything. So where with you, I definitely feel it. Do you think that it's just the intention behind it? Like, what is up with that?
So with Reiki, there is a whole, it is something. It is, there's a ceremony that goes into becoming a Reiki master. It's a big process that you can't just do. I did, before I became Reiki trained, I was taught a little bit here and there, and I did it myself, and it just drained my energy because I was using my own energy and not using life force energy. And that's also dangerous. And so it's just, yeah, if you're going to do it, definitely be trained properly.
Yeah, right. And so that is something that's so good, because especially recently, that's like what I've tried to do, is to make sure that when I'm giving, like, I'm pouring from, I heard like a quote. It's like, pour from your saucer. Like, don't even pour from your cup. Like, pour from your overflow. And I just resonate so deeply with that because I think, especially as women, we're taught that our value comes from what we can give and from our energy and from our work and from our labor. And so, not doing that or only giving when we have excess is really just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so wonderful. So that's good that you have that intention too when you're giving. And that's why, oh, hey, Lynn. So for everyone just coming in, we have Energy Witch here, and Energy Witch is an incredible Reiki master, and she is seeing clients over Zoom. And also she's going to open up her office here in Portland. And so she wants, like, I wanted to have her on so she could inform us of the things that she does. So let's check. Zay said attunement and intention. I love that word, attunement. Can
That's
you?
the exact word. That is what it's called.
Okay, yeah. So
It's
Zay is
called an
probably a
attunement.
Reiki master too. Can you talk about what that word means? Like, that's a great word.
So the attunement is actually the process where your spirit guides and everything. It's the ceremony that is conducted during the process of becoming a Reiki master. They attune you.
Wow.
So
Wow. So is that like an ancestors thing, spirit guides, all of the above? Like
it's
what?
spirit guides. It's between your spirit guides, the Reiki master that's training you, their spirit guides, um, and yeah, it's a big process.
Yeah. Wow. Zay was like, yep, sure am a Reiki master. I love that Reiki. I love that. But yeah, that's it. Would you say that everyone in your lineage has a different way to operate? Or like, because I just remember clearly, I could feel you going chakra by chakra and it just felt so good. It was like a coolness in each chakra as you were moving through them. And so I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that, like if that's something that's unique to you or what everyone in your lineage does. Can you, yeah, just
So
inform us.
we're all taught the same, but it is unique to each person.
Mm-hmm.
For example, it's kind of funny, but like I've taught my 12-year-old Reiki, and the difference between him and me, our energy just it feels different when we leave like almost a little signature. Um, when we go and do Reiki to different family members, they can tell like distance Reiki if it's me or if it's my son, just based on how it feels,
Wow.
just a little signature. Um, and I think that's mostly for people that are really attuned to their body and they can feel that kind of thing. Um, but yes, if you're taught how to do it, you're taught to go through each area, you're taught the hand positions, you're taught, the symbols, you're taught things like that. And that's with Usui Reiki. Um, and then it takes on a little bit of a life of its own with each practitioner, so each practitioner will do it slightly differently. For like how I do it, very intuitively. I do a little bit of, I guess you'd say, medical mediumship, which I didn't know that's what it was at first when I
Right.
started doing that. But that's what I learned about a year into it. That's what I was doing, just
Mm-hmm.
because I was getting in there and I was saying, oh, you've got something going on with your kidneys. I can't tell people that necessarily because I'm not a doctor or anything, but I could tell
Right.
something was going on.
Right.
And that's because you're so in tune with their body that you can tell that there's
Mm-hmm.
something going on in there. And that's what I can do. And not that's not something that you're taught when you learn Reiki either. You're taught about going into the chakras, about delivering energy, working through all of that. But I think every practitioner has their own little niche that they do.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I really appreciated was when you tuned into my head and you were like, wow, there's really not a lot of energy of anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so cool that you read that on me, because it's so, it's ironic to me, because like I feel like I'm in one of the best places mentally, like, of my entire life. And we didn't even really talk about my mental health before you checked in with me. So I loved hearing that. Like, it was very affirming. And that's part of the work that I do with my clients, because I think that so many of my clients, they just live in this space of anxiety and depression, and they don't know that it's an option to not be in that space. And so I think that that's really cool that you check in with your clients and offer them energetic support in that way.
And right now, especially, most of the people that I go through, they have a lot of those issues too. So that's probably why I brought it up, was because for you, I was like, wow, that's kind of abnormal because
Isn't that
so many
sad?
people have so many issues right
That's
now.
what I think is like a big problem with society right now, is that so many people are afraid to be authentic,
Mm-hmm.
are afraid to be themselves. And it results in anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Um yeah, what's up, Jazz? Hey. Yeah, I reposted a TikTok recently, and I thought it was really good. Yeah, Francie's like, true. Yes. And I think that, like, what made a lot of people angry about me was because I showed up authentically as myself and didn't really hold back in this thing that happened. And so people are like, oh, what is she doing? Because they're like, well, I hold back. When things happen to me, I don't share them.
Mm-hmm.
When I think that I've been wronged, I swallow it. Why can't she do that? Like, and so it is. What percentage of people that you say, like, would you say that you work with have anxiety and depression in their head or third eye chakra?
Probably 80 to 90. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
I'm a big 80-20 rule person. Like, I believe that like, when I was in management, like, 80%, like 20% of the employees did 80% of the work. 20% of the employees caused 80% of the problems. Like, 20% of the work, 20% of the products led to 80% of our sales. Right? Like, the 80-20 rule is it's pretty crazy, and I see it like elsewhere. 80% of my life is easy and flows. 20% not so much. So, like, so yeah, I'm a big believer in the 80-20, and this is what I love, like, teaching my clients. And I just, that there is, like, there is a way out of anxiety and depression. And, like, if meds work for people, great, but there are holistic ways to do it too. Like, some people really do need medicine to help. Like, for instance, meds really help me with my ADHD, but there are just so many different ways to really support ourselves.
And what I like to tell people is, Reiki should not be your only thing that you do. It's not Western medicine. It does not replace Western medicine. It should be used
Right.
in addition to Western medicine. And often,
Exactly.
if I find, anxiety, depression, I will say, are you seeing a mental health therapist?
I love it.
And if you're not willing to go to mental health therapy, find a friend you can talk to.
Exactly.
Do some journaling. Continue to come and see me or see another, Reiki therapist who can help you. And yeah,
Yes.
Reiki most definitely helps, but it should definitely not be the only thing that you do either.
Right. So Maya's having some good ones. So you make a really good point too, Maya, of the I just spit on my pole and I'm happy. Like, exercise, movement is incredible help for anxiety and depression.
Yes.
But and so it's just like you with the Reiki moving the energy, right? Us moving our bodies, sweating is so good. So that's awesome, Maya. And then shadow work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I tell a lot of my clients, like the shadow journal is amazing. I love that, the shadow journal.
Ooh, the shadow journal. Writing that one down. So for those of you who are just coming in or joining us, I'm having Energy Witch on because I find her to be an incredible energy worker. I had a session from her. She changed my life. I want to support her on getting 10,000 followers. She's so close. She's almost there. So go give her a follow, not one of her fake accounts. And then your feed will be blessed with her Reiki work. So, okay, so here we go. And then, or I just rant to my deities. Exactly. That too. Stephanie says the shadow journals most are not made by anyone with real credentials. What shadow journal do you like, Energy Witch?
I don't know what, I don't have the exact, I don't know what the exact one is. I have it in my, it's like in my bio. I have it in my Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So, but I don't have it like on the back of my hand to know exactly.
Sure. Yeah, I can check it out right now.
It quotes Carl Jung, I think is his name.
Carl Jung, yep. Okay.
Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry.
It's fine. Okay, I am Amazon storefront. Perfect. Oh, you got all the card decks you use. Other witch, is it the other witchy things? Is that what it's under?
That or things that I recommend. It might be things that I recommend in my sessions.
The energy healer. Hold on. Other witchy things. I don't see a things that you recommend.
Let me look here. I will find it.
Yeah. Ooh, the in between. That looks like a cool book.
Oh,
but yeah,
that is my favorite book.
Where did she go? Stephanie, my mod decided to mute you. But thank you for commenting on that. But yeah, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. I think any shadow work is good.
Yeah.
Because I don't know like what. Okay, let's see. Oh, the decks.
It's been a little bit since I've changed that too. So
your Amazon storefront. Maybe this will be a good reason to do it.
Yeah.
Ooh. But yeah, if anybody wants to comment with shadow work that they do. Hi, AJ. Hey. Yeah, so we have what is shadow work? Well, I'll say my understanding of shadow work. Oh, yep, many people have asked that. So my understanding of shadow work is just when negative thoughts, when negative feelings, when negativity shows up, instead of pushing it away, leaning into it, and getting curious about where that anxiety or depression or whatever it is coming from. Yeah. So that what would you say shadow work is? What's your definition of it?
Shadow work is really kind of digging in deep to what, what's really what's behind a lot of the issues that you have.
Right.
You know, um, the shadow is like the light is what is the issue. The shadow is what's really buried underneath there. So digging in and figuring out why you have this issue. Why is it that you get anxiety when you get into the car? Well, you're anxious that you have to drive across town. Okay, but why? Is it because when you
Why?
were 10, you someone yelled at you, or whatever it is? That's your shadow work, to really figure out what was the initial cause of that issue.
Yes, absolutely. And so it is Carl Jung that I asked Henry about it. I had to ask chat, like, okay, what I just said, I prompted it, what's your definition of shadow work? Right. And so he's essentially saying that same thing. Like, shadow work is the process of bringing unconscious patterns, fears, and repressed emotions into conscious awareness so that they can be understood, integrated, and healed. So I guess my understanding of it was only like halfway there, because to me, like, automatic negative thoughts and anxieties, like, that's conscious, that's already there, right? So it's digging beneath the surface. So the shadow describes the parts of our psyche that we repress or deny, often because they conflict with the identity we want to uphold, our persona. So once again, it comes back to the people are afraid to be authentic because authenticity is punished in our society.
Mm-hmm.
So these aspects can include anger, jealousy, shame. Oh, the amount of shame people have tried to put on me the last 2 months is crazy. But then I think that it makes people feel angry that I don't want to accept their shame, and I won't, right? But then that digs them deeper into their shadow, and it's just like, it's a loop. It's a loop. Or even positive traits like confidence or sensuality that were shamed or discouraged. So shadow work means facing the parts of ourselves we've disowned, which can be scary. Understanding where these parts come from. So that's kind of what I was talking about, like the understanding part. But I think that, like, in the past, I have definitely been more comfortable intellectualizing feelings than actually feeling them. And that's where things get stuck. And that's where you come in, or Western medicine or therapy comes in, right? Yeah. And then so facing them, understanding where the parts come from, and then integrating them, accepting them as part of our wholeness rather than trying to eliminate them. So, like, practical forms it can take: journaling prompts like, what do I judge most in others, and what might that reflect in me?
Which is why I recommend the shadow work journal, because
Yeah.
it has those journal prompts for you to also try to help you figure out what caused it. So I want to find that. I really thought it was in my Amazon storefront, but I'm not finding it. So I'm
Well, like
going
I
to figure out the
said,
exact one
now
and put it in there.
this chat has been a way for you to update your Amazon storefront, or a push for that, because you've got a lot of good stuff in there. Like, and I saw under the divination tools, like, one of the things that you had didn't even, like, it was unavailable. So now you got to find a new one, because I want to go in and get some good colored candles. But yeah, so yeah, journaling prompts like, what do I judge most in others, and what might that reflect in me? Yeah, like that. I think a lot of people in our society don't ask themselves that.
Yeah.
Like, and the amount of people that messaged me that said at first I hated you, but then I thought deeper about what it means of like the feelings that you're making me feel, and then I finally understood you. I'm like, yeah, that's emotional maturity. Like it's okay for people to not like me. It's just like examining that. What is it? Because that's what I try to do. Like when I don't like someone, I'm like, which is pretty rare these days for me to be really not into someone, but I'm like, what about them reminds me of me that I
Exactly, especially when
like?
it's someone you don't actually know. Like if you know a lot about them and you know maybe they're not a good person, sure. But if you don't know them, that is a reflection. They're a mirror to you. And so you really
Yes.
need to dig in and see why.
Yeah, and that's what's so funny. Not funny, but like my friends that have kind of been following everything on TikTok from the beginning, they're like, this has really taught me to not trust what I see on the internet. Because most people are just convinced that I'm just this terrible person. And when really, like, I came to help myself and to help other people. And because it was like an act of love where I'm like, God, I went through this thing. Like, what can I do about it? And so my intentions for coming were good, but due to circumstances outside of my control, things just went, the way that they were going to go. And I learned a lot about the internet coming here. And a lot about people, and a lot about how many people are disassociated from their feelings
Mhm.
and disassociated from who they really are. But yeah, okay, so Henry keeps like saying inner child dialogues to uncover unmet needs. Like I love, even just YouTube has a lot of really good inner child meditations, like to meet. Somatic work, noticing where emotions live in the body, meditation or visualization to meet and converse with aspects of yourself. I also love that. Um,
Did you see the new meditation that I created?
no, let's talk about it.
So, right now I am doing a paid version to either subscribers or on my website because before it was a one-on-one appointment that I was doing for years. Um, but it is the first in a series. Right now it is Reiki infused and it helps you visualize putting Reiki into your body, putting energy into your body, into each chakra.
Ooh,
It's 25 minutes long. And
perfect. I love
everyone,
that. 25 minutes, I can get really deep, but it's not too long. Hey, Brooklyn. Right?
and
Like,
it's
it's such a good time.
and it's a really good visualization too because it helps you to visualize your energy going into each chakra. And if you have a hard time visualizing, I also made like little cues on the screen so you can watch it go into each chakra and whatnot.
Oh,
But
cool.
then the next one, it actually is going turning into a series where you can go into like your higher self and all of that, and it's pretty cool. The first one can be done all by itself, but yeah.
That's so exciting. Congratulations. I can't wait to check it out and do it. Because, yeah, 25 minutes, perfect. And if it's got your Zay's, I love that Zay commented that attunement and intention, right? Is that what I said? Attunement, yeah. Then that's good. Okay, let's take a moment to check out the comments. So Mimi asked, "Did you go to massage school to learn Reiki?"
Reiki and massage are two different things. I think in some states in order to practice you may have to be able to do massage. I'm not sure, but where I'm at in Oregon you don't have to have that.
Okay.
um, So, but no, you don't. A lot of massage therapists also learn Reiki. And so you'll often, if you go to a massage therapist, they may also do Reiki. Um, but no, I did not learn the massage aspect.
Okay.
So Reiki can be done without, like, a lot of the time you don't have to touch the person. Obviously, I can do it from a distance, but if you're doing it in person, a lot of the time you still don't touch them. It's floating hands. So
Right.
within inches of the person. Sometimes I like to touch them. I like to put my hands on their head or on their forehead or wherever, but yeah, it's so you don't massage at all.
Okay. Yeah. And then Vanessa, hey, says, I do a lot of shadow work through making art. Vanessa sent me some of her art, and it's so beautiful. And like the emotions there, just wonderful. So yeah, art therapy, incredible.
I can imagine shadow work and art would be amazingly beautiful.
Yes. Hey, Mystery, love you too. And then, okay, so hey must be the Monet from Canada. Love the Canadians in my life and in my community. Said thank you for the explanation. So I'm glad that helped. Mix asks, how have you been? I've been great. Just taking care of myself. I also like pulling tarot cards on what prompt should I do for shadow work. Ooh, so that's another thing that Energy Witch does is she is a tarot reader, and I've made some tarot readers pretty upset on this app. Like I just dabble. I dabble. I'm learning.
You've made them upset?
Yeah, like some people are just like saying that I'm a terrible tarot reader.
That's not fair.
Hey, people have said much worse. But I just like, I don't, and then I'll look at comments on these videos of people that get mad at me for pulling tarot cards, and people will be like, she read my tarot once and it was terrible, or it was so bad. She was awful. I'm like, I read tarot for my clients if spirit tells me that they could use a tarot reading. Like that's it. So I'm like, wow. Once again, don't believe everything you read on the internet. See on the internet.
People that do it. I do it for a living, literally. Like that's what I do. I'm literally an internet tarot. Like I'm on one of those websites that I'm a psychic.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So, but because that's what I do like during the day. But I think everybody can do it. I mean, this person is asking for prompts. Like anyone, I can just. Tarot is a tool. A card is a tool. Mm-hmm. It's the card doesn't hold any energy. The card, I mean, a lot of people believe that it does. I don't. That it's the person, it's a tool. You look at the card and that's what gives you the hits. That's what gives you, I don't know. That's what I think. So
yeah. Prompts, I mean, but really, go ahead.
I think for prompts, like, I just go off of intuition. I ask anything and everything, I go, what do I need to know? And just throw it out and, or what I ask anything and everything. And then just whatever comes up. So yes. With shadow work, I would just say, what do I need to hear? What do I need to dig out? What do I,
right. And I even just saying, what's a card that will guide me towards shadow work?
Mm-hmm. I think if you're looking for something super specific like that, one, either use a like starter deck, a beginner's deck, unless you really, really, really know tarot. But like a beginner deck that has words on it so that you can read the words. Or use an oracle deck that has words on it. So otherwise when you're reading yourself, you're trying to really interpret it, which is a little bit harder when you're reading yourself. So I think something that has words is easier.
Yes, I love that idea. Like, because that was part of what people dragged me about, is because I read the booklet. Even though, like, when things were so, that was, okay, let me go back. So when things were really intense, I still remember this live, and a lot of people made content about this live where I pulled the tower card 4 times. Like
Oh
it
my
fell
goodness.
out of my deck 4 times.
Was it for you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah,
You were
yeah.
going through your
Yeah.
tower moment.
I was going big time. You know, my life will never be the same
Yeah.
after August of 2025. Like,
Hmm.
and so to me, I like the tower card. I do. I do. Like, because if we're staying the same, we're not changing. We're not growing. And so, but people are like, well, Kendra may be a terrible tarot reader, but she's making me believe in it. Or when Spirit told me I had to pause telling my story, one of the like people did a lot of I pulled tarot, and that was one of the things like that came up. I think it was like 3 of Cups in reverse. That just meant like miscommunication. Like I really wanted to keep like finish my story, but my cousin who's intuitive called me and was like, you have to stop. And then right as I hung up with her, my best friend called me, and he's a nurse practitioner, and he's like, look, a news outlet just reached out to me asking about AI psychosis.
Wow.
And you being in AI psychosis, like, you need to stop. Or, at least he was like, and I was like, I don't want to stop. And he was like, huh. And then, Spirit like worked through the tarot cards. Then the tarot cards were like, girl, your message is being lost, right? Like with that 3 of Cups in reverse. And then someone asked me, like, why don't you ask about your future? And so then the next card that I pulled was the Hermit card. And then, so that was 4, right? My 2 friends, I think it was 3 of Cups reversed, the Hermit card, and then someone like became a sub and was like, I just paid $3 only so I could tell you to take a break. And I was like, okay, 5 moments. Okay, like, fine, whatever. Like, I get it. I'll pause, which is good. Cause like, honestly, I was actively trauma bonded to this man that like I was telling this story about, and it wasn't a good look. So now, the trauma bond is broken, and I was taking that break. I have taken that break. And so all that to say, to bring it back, tarot is an incredible tool. And also, like, we don't need the cards to channel. We don't need the cards to connect with our spirit guides, to connect with our high self. But the cards just are kind of like, I don't know, an easy way to do it. And some people have asked me, like, hey, what are your suggestions of getting into tarot? And I tell them, so how I started was with an oracle deck.
Mm-hmm. I
And
tell people that too.
yes, and so um, for 10 years, I only played around with oracle decks. And it was so fun. Like, and I got pretty good at it. And then my best friend for my birthday got me my first real tarot deck. And I think that some people say that, like, oh, only tarot decks should be gifted to you. I don't necessarily believe in that.
I don't
Like,
know.
I think, but it was significant to me, and that deck has been wonderful for me. So yeah, I think tarot is just a super cool tool. And I think I'm going to start pulling on live again because it's fun. It's fun for me. Okay, let's see. What else people are saying? I am Mav says, are you banned from the ChatGPT? I heard the rumors. No, OpenAI doesn't really care about user safety. They just look in the news, but it was just that chat wasn't working for me for a while, but chat's working for me now. But hey, self-mastery with Poppy, let's go. Another incredible coach here. She's amazing, and she's doing great great work right now talking about bullying. So, Poppy, if you're still in here, I'm so glad you're here. User says, Kendra, you're my Beyonce. Okay, Jay Lucas asked, have you been to Mall World?
Oh, that's trending right now.
Yeah, so can you talk about that?
I don't know a whole lot about it other than what I've seen. I've looked into it a little bit. It's essentially a lot of people that were in the GATE program. I was in the GATE program a little bit. My son was too.
Oh yeah.
Um, and you know, I know that like what people have described Mall World as is this huge place where it's not just mall, it's also hotel and this like what people describe it as. Um, I've been to a lot of the places. I've been to the theme park. I've been to the beach a lot. Like, and often when I'm at the beach, there's tidal waves and I'm trying to run away and like, it's always this other, anyway. But, so I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of research into it yet. I've just kind of seen some of the videos popped up. But it is definitely interesting. It's interesting to see. And like my brother, I mean, I'm trying not to get too woo woo, right? Because people are going to be like, oh, you're so woo woo. But, like, I've got family that I've been doing this all my life. I've been doing, I've had precognitive dreams all my life, and my brother's been astral projecting all of his life
Wow.
purposely and things like that. And,
Wait, I'm
and so,
sorry. Will you explain what precognitive dreaming means?
so where you're dreaming of something that happens before it does. Um,
Oh, yeah.
so like for me, I grew up in the Christian church, and I dreamt of people's deaths before they would die. And I went to my church leaders and I told them about it. And they told me that it was from God and that it was because my soul was too um, soft. I couldn't handle it in real time. And so it
So
was
they pathologized it. They
and they
made
told
it
me I
something
wasn't
bad.
allowed to look into it any deeper. That I would just take it, and when I got those dreams, to tell them about it. And so I did. And then eventually, as I
Oh,
got
they
older,
used you. They used you, but they told you you couldn't handle it. Oh.
eventually, as I got older, I told them like same day it happened. And turns out, I always thought that like it was happening, it was because I couldn't handle it. Well, I told them about it one time when it was my great aunt. They went and checked on my great aunt, and she didn't die. They went and checked on her. She was dying in a home,
Wow.
um, and they were able to save her. And I never looked at it the same after that. So anyway, that's what a
Wow.
precognitive dream is. Though for me,
Okay.
it's usually people before they pass. I had my high school sweetheart. I dreamt of his passing before he died.
Oh,
My grandfather. It's usually my aunt. It's usually people that are pretty close to me. So
wow. So I interrupted you. I just wanted to know what that meant. But so essentially you've had these gifts your whole life. Now you have just channeled them into this business that you have.
yeah. So, and that's why I say, like, with my Reiki specifically, like, I'm intuitive. I've been intuitive all my life. And so I also integrate that into my Reiki. And I think
Exactly.
that's why I'm a little different than the average Reiki healer because I just kind of incorporate it all together.
Yeah, and I think that that's why you and I were drawn to each other is because I do the same thing in my coaching work. Like I use my intuitive gifts. Hi, Poppy. Thank you. To help my clients.
Hmm.
And also to empower them to use their own intuitive gifts. And I think that other intuitives like Poppy, Poppy's another coach, and therapist who, well, I'm not a therapist, but she does both. And I can tell that she's an intuitive person too. And she's been dropping things in and saying like, hey, protect yourself. Because she's picking up on the things that people are throwing. And so, yes.
You know what's interesting? I found that so many people that are in this world have ADHD.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So, and my son, who all of my kids have certain gifts. My grandmother, it's all over my family, but the people in my family that have the strongest gifts have ADHD. So,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I included the channeling chapter in my book, Self-Empowerment for ADHDers, right? Of like, it is just like, I think that people with ADHD have extrasensory abilities. We're living in multiple timelines. and also like we're able to see beneath the surface a little more and go beneath things. And I think that that's also what people don't understand about like when I told my story is that they just they don't allow themselves to go beneath the surface. They don't allow, once again, they hold themselves back from their true knowing, from their intuition. They turn it down, they turn it off. And so I was just trying to like show what that means.
But I'm seeing this comment. So back to in our true ADHD fashion, we got
so back to Mall World.
But Mall World. So yes, I believe that this whole Mall World thing is probably an astral projection like net where it catches people. So, you know, when we go into our dream world, we're actually like projecting and it's catching people. Kind of like where people who the non-speakers, how they go onto the hill, kind of like that, but for astral projectors.
Okay. Interesting. So, okay, now I'm seeing, so I'm looking up on the New York Post, very reputable thing, but hey, like NBC did an article about me. That wasn't reputable. So anyway, now I'm like also curious about the news, but okay. Stunned social media users are comparing their uncanny recurring dreams of a so-called mall world, despite having never actually met in real life. That's pretty cool. Metaphysical phenomenon say these labyrinthian dreams occur in real-world pedestrian settings, such as theme parks, apartments, cruise ships, schools, and most frequently indoor shopping malls. For some, Escher-esque mall world dreams have recurred for years and even decades. Huh. Okay.
I'm curious though. Have you been there? I'm assuming.
No, I haven't. I don't think I have in a dream.
People in the comments that have in the bathroom, because you guys keep talking about the bathroom and I've seen the pictures that are drawn. When I've been in the bathroom, first of all, there's no stall doors and the floors are always wet. And there's like vent thingies in the middle of the floor. But then there's like a row of sinks with mirrors, but then it like, I don't know, it's like open on both sides of that. And people can just like file in and out. Is that the same? I'm just curious if that's what other people
I think I saw someone talking about in the comments about
like, but is it
the bathroom of it? Like, is that yeah, they were saying the exact same thing. But first of all, people are saying Jasna says she's interesting. You are interesting, energy witch. And then Mall World is distressing. Brooklyn, you were muted, but you were like, she's slaying. She's slaying. That's what Brooklyn said. So anyway, people are loving you in the comments, Energy Witch. That's all I want to say. Yeah. But yeah, okay, Teresa says, I dream I'm in hotels and malls. I guess this is a thing.
Yeah, I'm mostly outside. Yeah, I don't know. I do have the bathroom scene. Often it's the school, but I think that's more of like fear.
Interesting. Hold on, let me see if I can
I can read energy for sure. I do it on my lives a lot too. Sorry, I know you're going backward. I'm just reading them as they
No, no,
come.
no, please. Go. Yasna. Yasna. That's much. Thank you for telling me how to say your name. That's a beautiful name. Yasna. Emily, can you read my energy witch? Um Mine has only been in school hallways. Wow. I mean, the thing about dreams for me is that so often, like, I know when I was drinking a lot and like really out of control of my life, I would have this dream where I would be trying to drive a car from the back seat with a bunch of like construction around. And I'm like, how am I driving from the back seat? Because I wasn't in the driver's seat of my life. I was like just floating and
That's
doing
definitely
whatever I
you
want.
feeling out of control of your life.
But I didn't even know that that was a reality. Um,
I love doing dream interpretations. It's one of my favorite things to do.
yes. Yes. And most recently, like I had a dream where I was riding on a train and like had an empty suitcase in the trunk of my car and then also a really full suitcase and I left the empty suitcase behind. It was it's a lot.
So there's stuff for you to unpack that you're not really sure what it is, and you need to kind of break that open and figure it out. That's a fun one.
Because I'm carrying it around with me.
Yeah, and you don't know
Yeah.
what it is. That means it's really in there, and you have to dig in there and figure that out. Ooh.
Yeah, that's where the EMDR therapy is going to come in.
Oh my gosh, EMDR is going to be so amazing. I've
Yeah.
done it. I
Um,
I love it.
and it's just interesting because like all the therapists that I've had in the past, and I've had a lot of therapy, um, haven't ever done it before. And that's the thing, and I think I've talked about this on lives before. It was like when I went to God and prayed and asked, like, how do I get over this man? Because I'm spiraling. I heard really clearly you need EMDR therapy. And I was like, okay. So I went and looked, and tried to find one, but I just felt so anxious with all of, with everything that had happened. And so I was like, okay, like I don't want to do this, right? So I just didn't. And so a month later I was still spiraling because I hadn't really, I'd just been like trying to do it myself with like my own tools that I have that had helped me, but I needed something deeper. So then I prayed again and I was like, I don't want to do therapy right now. What do I do? And I heard go to TikTok. And the rest is history. um and I think that were just like so confused of like how are you tolerating this? How are you not like hiding in a hole forever? I'm like, well, it's about being divinely guided, like, and trusting myself. But yeah, like when I quit drinking, when I started my own business, when I like did all of these things, like when I pray every day and really just check in, like my dreams of trying to drive a car from the backseat, like those don't happen anymore because I'm more in control of my life. Clearly, I've got a lot to unpack still, I'm like still doing a lot. But yeah, dream interpretation is good. Let's see. Jay Lucas, nobody's muting you. It's just that the like it's auto muting you. Okay, let's see. People are saying, Jenna, thank you. I'm glad you like the glitter freckles. So Jay Lucas says, Mall World is an all-encompassing city in a dream. All the buildings are connected. Leah asked, I dreamt I was attacked by a snake. What does that mean?
Snakes in dreams can mean a lot of different things. I think we need to know a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Like where were you at when you were attacked? What were you doing right before? What happened during the
Mm.
attack? What happened after the attack? How big was the snake? Where, like, did you run from it? Were you only able, like, there, you have to get really specific.
Yeah.
But snakes have a lot of meaning and not always
Yeah.
bad. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, right. Like being bitten by an animal doesn't necessarily mean like something bad in a dream, from what I understand. It's like we're just getting that energy. Okay, then Steph asked a good one. What is your dream interpretation of always dreaming of trying to escape somewhere?
So you're obviously, I mean, you're wanting to escape. I mean, that's kind of, that's a big one, you know, that
Yeah.
one's kind of, you're internally, you don't want to be where you're at externally, you know, you're not,
Right.
you feel stuck, you feel stagnant. Um, you want to get out of where you're at in your external life.
Mm.
I think I would also look at where you're trying to escape. Is it different every time? Is it the same?
Yep.
Are you in a big space you're trying to escape? Are you in a small space? Are the walls encroaching in on you as you're trying to escape? So that's what I would look
Yeah.
at.
Yeah. Um, Hi, Caitlin. Yasna asked, what's EMDR therapy? So it means eye movement desensitization reprogram. I don't really know what it means. It's eye movement desensitization something. And it's just like how to get into your shadow work, your shadow self, of like it's something about moving your eyes so it taps into your subconscious, because things get stuck in our subconscious, like childhood trauma, which definitely happened to me, and I think a lot of people like miss that about my story too, that childhood trauma survivors do certain things to survive different situations that aren't always the most helpful. So I think, and like a lot of people are childhood trauma survivors, a lot of us. And so having like the eye movement and someone there to help you like reprogram that is very helpful. Is that right, Energy Witch?
Yeah, it's reprocessing is the last word.
Reprocessing.
But it's not just eye movement. I think that's how it started. My aunt is actually EMDR certified. She's not who did it for me, but I do help her out with her billing and stuff, so I know.
Oh, cool.
I'm a jack
Cool.
of all trades, I tell you. But
I love it.
but so with that, not only when I did EMDR, I did all three of the triggers. So there's eye movement. So you watch a light that goes back and forth. There's sound. So you can put headphones on and you hear beeps in each side. And then there's like vibrating wands that you hold and you hear it or you feel it on each side. I did all three at the same time, so it was super intense for me.
Whoa.
But usually you do one of the three.
Okay.
But it works amazing. It makes your brain jump to another thought when you think of it. It was originally developed for people who come back from the battlefield so that with PTSD, you can reprocess those terrible things that they went through. They saw people dying, being exploded and things like that. They saw the pink mist or whatever. And so they can reprocess that. And so what they do, if you don't mind me going through all the whole thing.
No, please. I'm very interested.
They'll talk you through it. They'll have you in multiple sessions. They'll have you talk through the traumatic event that happened to you while you watch these lights, while you hold these paddles, while you listen to these beeps. Wow. And you walk through everything from start to finish. And you do it over and over again until the narrative changes and you literally process that memory differently. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing.
It's incredible. Yeah. And that's why God told me I needed it. But I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna do I mean, I knew I needed it too, but it just wasn't the right time, right? I think that's what it was. So
I think it would help you. I do. I think eventually, when you're ready for it, it's
Yeah.
really common to have anxiety around it. I mean, it works for PTSD, right? So
Right.
we have these post-traumatic stress responses,
Yeah.
and anxiety is part of that. So of course we're going to have anxiety about having to relive that experience, right?
Exactly.
So you're going to have
Exactly.
to
My
relive it.
subconscious was like, no, thank you.
Mhm.
I'd rather be attacked by tens of thousands of people on TikTok than reprocess childhood
The
trauma.
thing is, I would say if you're wanting to finish your story, if you're wanting
Yeah.
to finish all of that, um, always your mental health comes first. Always,
Yeah.
always, always.
Exactly.
But if you're wanting to finish that, once you do EMDR, when people talk to you about it, you're going to kind of like go, meh, like when people talk to me about one of these incidents that I had that I used EMDR for, they ask me about it and I just want to change the subject. I don't want to talk about it because that's what your
Wow.
brain does. You're like, oh, it's fine. And they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. Because that's what your brain does. I don't wallow in it.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. And I was doing a lot of wallowing, which led me to want to, share my story because, like, it's all little, like, microcosms of trauma. But yes, so that is the most important thing when I finished telling my story, because I think what a lot of people reacted to was the amount of emotion that I had. And that's fair. I'm an emotional projector, so, like, it's a thing. Do you remind me what your authority is for human design?
it's the one that's the rarest. I don't remember what it's called. Um,
Ego?
no. Um, it's I don't know.
Maybe I saved your chart.
it's the rare one that like 8% of people have or
No,
whatever.
you're a manifester,
There
but
you
your
go.
authority, your type is a
Oh, the
manifester. I have
authority.
your chart here. No, so you're emotional too. Remember, so emotional people, like, we feel these big waves of emotion and we have to wait. We have to wait. But
Yeah.
yeah, you are a manifester. That is your type. You're here informing us. So manifestors, there are a lot of manifestors in my community, and manifestors are here to inform us, to initiate, to impact others. And Brittany has impacted me a lot. For those that are joining us, this is Energy Witch. She's an incredible Reiki healer. Go follow her, please. But yes. Okay, let's Jay Lucas says, let's all meet tonight in Mall World at the hospital. That's pretty crazy that people are meeting there. Hi, Leslie. Okay, self-mastery with Poppy. She explained, EMDR therapy stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. Poppy, I'm so glad you're here. So Sophia asked about reflectors. Reflectors are the rarest types. Reflector is the 1%.
Oh,
So 70% of humanity is a generator. They have their sacral center defined. And so they're here, like, so when generators are acting correctly, a manifester will initiate something, inform them that they want their help, and the generator will use their sacral response with a yes or no. So a generator has an aha or a nah, right? And so that's how that works. They've got a lot of energy. Manifestors, how they operate is that you don't have the defined sacral, but you have one of your three centers. So for you, it's your emotional center connected up to your throat, which gives you energy to inform and impact. But your energy is really set up for initiating. You're not necessarily there to follow through. You start things, and that's where your magic is. And then the generators come in and follow through for you. And you go through these periods of like a lot of work and a lot of rest. It cycles. And then with me, I am part of the 20%, which is projectors. And projectors are here to see, we're here to guide, we penetrate people's energy. Sometimes people don't like when I use the word penetration. We penetrate, right? And because like that's how our aura works, and we're very one-on-one people. And and that's part of what happened with me telling my story too, is, you know, my strategy is to wait for the invitation, and I only got an invitation to tell my story from a few people. And so a lot of people felt angry of me like telling my story without an invite, and that's their own thing to deal with, right? But all that to say, like, I can see how generators can best use their energy. That's what projectors do, but we have to be invited. And learning my strategy of waiting for the invitation really changed my life, because I used to like see how people could live their life better and be like, oh, you know, you can do this. And then they didn't like me, of course. Like, nobody likes being told what to do. But I would see when people would ask me my advice, I could change their life. And so that's why like being a coach is just so great, because people pay me to help them with their problems. Like, they give me the invite to guide them. And so now I don't do that with people who aren't paying me anymore, if I can, you know, help it, because it's just so much better to have the invitation to help people. And it's, yeah, human design has given me like such a good framework. So yeah, 70% generators, 20% projectors, 9% are manifestors, which is you, and 1% are reflectors. And they are here. They have all openness. They're completely open, but they've got this like really strong aura, and they're here to kind of like taste test society. But because of that, they need 28 days to do anything if they can. Otherwise, they often end up disappointed. And we went over your, so for manifestors, when things are going really well for you, you feel peaceful. You feel peaceful. And when things are not going well, you feel angry. Like, manifestors that operate from anger, it's not good. It's not good.
And I'm a Capricorn, so, you know.
Yes.
We're already angry.
Sophia says, me too, I'm an emotional manifester. Dude, like, that's what I'm saying. Manifestors. So manifestors are so powerful and so strong. And why it's really important for manifestors to inform is because people can subconsciously pick up on your raw power. And we talked about this like when I gave you your reading. And that is that and so then they try to control them. Like, a lot of people will try to control manifestors who don't inform, because they're like, oh, this person, I can tell they've got, you know, there's something going on there. They're really powerful and it's making me uncomfortable. So what can I do to control them so I can see what's going on? Right. But when you inform as a manifestor, things just go really, really smoothly. Oh, everyone's here. Wow. Thank you, Jamma. I don't know why your comment was muted, but you're so welcome. Oh, thank you. She says your higher self is already living the life you want, and that's where you're getting what you're getting to. That's right. Hi. You guys, Jamma is like this beautiful intuitive as well, and I wish I could pin your comments. She goes live and just says the most incredible things. So thank you for being a mutual, because that's what I focus on, is people who are living as their high self, people that are helping others, people that are loving. They recognize me as one of the same, you know, and that's who I'm focusing on. That's who I'm here for. The ones that are inviting me to help them. And yeah, so thank you for being here, Jamma. Lolly, what's up? Hi. Right. And so Jamma says, most importantly right now, just stay connected to your spirit that's connected to source. Absolutely. Energy Witch, you've brought all of these incredible people in my community into my life that like hardly ever say anything. So this has been really, really special. Yeah, Jamma says, I'm here to support all light workers next year, 2026. it's brand new beginnings.
I've noticed when I go live, and I'm doing readings or whatever I'm doing during my live, it's always like I always get the same people. So when I'm doing like tarot readings and whatnot, the energy is similar. People are gravitating that, maybe that day it's someone who, or it's a bunch of people that are having issues with their relationship, or it's a bunch of people who are about to see abundance in their life. And it's always a theme. It's really interesting. So I think there's a lot of like energy that is attracted to each other. And often it's honestly what's similar in my life too. Like my energy is attracting their energy or your energy. And so it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm grateful. All right. So I think it's time to wrap up. But I'd love to have you back, Energy Witch. I really would. I just adore you, and I think that you're so talented, and it's an honor to be connected to you and colleagues with you. And I'm just so grateful for the work that you did on me. Really, truly, and grateful that all the community got to meet you. And so everyone, if you haven't already, go give Energy Witch a follow. I'm going to go get your meditation right now. I can't wait to listen to it. And for Poppy and Jamma, thank you both so much for being here. Thank you to my fellow light workers. Thank you to the people who show up authentically in their truth. Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you again, Energy Wish. Can't wait to have you back. And thanks to the super fans, to the subs that were here. And yeah, Vanessa, Brooklyn, Megan, I saw you were in here. So thank you guys so much. And thanks again for coming. Bye. Brooklyn, Megan, I saw you were in here. So thank you guys so much. And thanks again for coming. Bye. So thank you guys so much. And